So how do you guys feel about what just happened here?
Oh gosh, feels like magic just
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
Really does. We were in the middle of Woodworth, Louisiana, in the central part of the state, to allow people to get here to build community, and I believe we built community while we were here.
Absolutely. A lot of great work was done. Um, just people, as Libby said, came from all over. Um, just to have a conversation and start planning and building,
Dreaming.
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 You know, our theme has been, dreaming big for little people, right? And there is a lot of big dreams that has happened, and inspiration and people building relationships that you would not think would happen between agency people and just moms and dads. That is where the work begins. That is where the work is going to take off and go far.
I think first you have to know that Rochelle and I have been working together for over a decade.
Yep.
And me in different positions, and Rochelle still being the rock star she always has been, running early learning centers. Where it came from is that we were really fortunate at the Louisiana Policy Institute for Children to garner 3 large grants. And what we decided to do was not treat those grants in silos. And when I went to Rochelle and I was like, look, we have this opportunity for this one grant we call Child Care Next. I said, but we're on the same page. We know that if we don't have healthy babies and mamas, we're not going to be able to educate the way we want to as children get older. I said, and as we're thinking about this, what if we unified all the work and whatever system's touching little people, we need to figure out where the breakdowns are and be able to dream. And that's really where it started.
Absolutely. When we have these conversations about how we're going to streamline and bridge the gaps and make sure that any system that touches a child is unified and accessible and equitable, people start saying, you get a lot of people say, oh, I want to be a part of that. Oh, I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that. And we say, yeah, yes to some and no to others. Because, and it was intentional in the way that we did it, is because there are a lot of people that are sitting in a lot of spaces, that have been sitting in a lot of spaces for years, and we're not where we need to be. So what systems internally do we have to change so that way we can set precedents? So when we're creating this new work, we can say, look what we did. Who are the stakeholders? Who's on the steering committee? So we can start the framework. So when, for the next time or the next board or policy makers to say, you know what? It worked with those parents. It worked with those providers. They had so much value, so much input, that we're going to change the way our bylaws look. We're going to change the way our how we rule around policy to include the people that's on the ground, the people that is going to be impacted the most.
And we're doing this differently. If we think about any time there's been any systems reform in our state, you get agency people together and you get a few stakeholders, and then you might get some families in token, and you might get some providers in token. But what we said is, no, we need to build power within the community that we want to build so that they can challenge the Libbies of the world. They can challenge the Rochelles. They can challenge the agency people. And what that means for people like me is that I have to sit back. It slows me down, because at the end of the day, if we really want successful policies and we do want to go far here, I don't need to be the lead. Rochelle doesn't have to be the lead. We're going to build leaders and power and coalition so that it'll be a movement. It is going to be a revolution.
Yeah.
And as somebody said earlier, this is bigger than a rose. And I do believe it's bigger than a rose. And this is generational, multi-generational, and powerful. And so I walk away with a lot of hope.
Yeah.
Sister's tired.
Yeah.
But this is the work that we've been dreaming of doing for years, that we just never had the opportunity to do the way we want to do it.
Yep. And this is what we want to be tired about.
Yeah.
This is good tired. This is good trouble. Yeah. This is, the framework, the steps, the movement that we're going to make sure that there's implementation about. You know, there's a lot of people that start a lot of great conversations, and that's where it ends. You can look at these two women right here and know that it is not ending here. Our plan is to go far for our children and families of Louisiana.
And we can say that the children are well.
The children are well.